Hi, I'm Sandi Genovese, and we are going to make Christmas cards today. And they are cards with pockets. Now, if you've ever had pants with pockets, vests with pockets, shirt pockets, they are so handy to put your phone, to put your car keys. It's just handy. In a greeting card for Christmas, I think it's great to have a pocket that you can use to hold a photo. Or in some cases, a photo ornament. So I thought I would share with you several options, and then we're going to make one. Here is one where I wrote out "Ring in the New Year," and I'm going to show you how to make the jingle bells by hand. It's not difficult at all. Inside you can see the pocket is shaped like a star, and inside the pocket is an ornament that has a photo in the middle. I just think it's really important, and I haven't done this yet, but you want to put on the back the people's name and the year, because no matter how much you think you're going to remember it all, you won't. So it's always helpful to do that. Here is a card that says Merry Christmas, and then inside, different colors but the same pattern for a star pocket. This was just made with a circle and then circle cut out, but a photo inside. Once again, you're going to want to put, because I know this is Addison, and I know that this is when she was not even one, but there will come a time when someone looking at that is going to be, not be able to remember for sure. Was that Addison, or was that Quincy, or was that Quincy's mom? Here is one with stars. I haven't even added a greeting yet. Same star pocket. Be sure you include your pets in your photo ornaments. And once again, you're going to have room on the back to place the pertinent information. And then here is an example that will say something about have a beautiful holiday, and a pocket card. This one showing a picture of me when I was little with my cat at the time. So, and I do have to look up to see how old I was and put a year in there, because already I don't remember. This is all doing cards that are larger, but if I'm going to give you a pattern that you can print on 8.5 by 11 paper, we have to scale it down a little. So here is the size of the one that we're going to make today. And you can see it works just the same, but I wanted you to see it doesn't have to be an ornament that features a photo. It can just be the photo itself, just an actual 4x6 photo. Although I usually trim my photo down a hair, because I'm never good enough to get my outside perimeter. For some reason, there's always a table leg or somebody's foot or something that just doesn't look good, and I end up trimming a little bit off in order to get it to look right. But this is the one size that we're going to make, but we're going to use a different design. And what you want to do first is go ahead and print off the pattern and then cut around it. So the solid lines are the cut lines. The dotted lines are going to be the fold lines. I've gone ahead and I've cut out the pattern, and I'm going to fold on the dotted lines. I'm not even going to bother to fold in this one, and you'll see why in a minute. It's because when you make this into a card, the cover is going to just fold right into that, and you're going to just fold this in half. So you don't need to bother to mark that one. Once you've got that marked, then lay it down. And if you have paper that has straight edges from your paper cutter or from the paper you bought that has nice straight cuts, line up these two edges so there's two sides you don't have to cut. So I'm going to line up these edges so that this part is already done for me. And then all I need to do is take the pencil and trace around the pattern with my pencil all the way around the whole thing. Just hold it steady while you trace. And then fold up. So here I want to get this fold line in right here. So I'm going to fold and add another pencil line. And then I want this fold line. So I'm going to fold and add that pencil line. The fold lines, you're going to just place down your ruler and score. So you're going to score on this line, and you're going to score on this line. And if you bother to put the middle fold, you're going to score on that line. At this point, you're going to just want to cut out what will be the card. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm using my big scissors because I think it will be faster. I almost never use these big guys. They feel almost clumsy because I'm just not used to the big guys. But I'm cutting on the outside edge that I traced with my pencil. Hopefully, if I try to face this toward you, you can maybe even see that pencil line. coming to the very end of the cutting process. One final little section. And that gives me the card that you can see is the same as my pattern. Now remember, I have already scored, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold on that score line. And then I'm going to open it up, fold on what will be the pocket. I can see that I've gotten a little funky here, so I'm going to go back. You could use your paper cutter and probably get a more straight edge, but just trim this up a little bit because it's a little with little loose edges there. And then this is going to get fastened behind with some adhesive. So might as well just go ahead and do that now. Where is my adhesive? Here we go. So I'll put some adhesive. And this is going to create the star pocket on the inside. It's not as obvious when this is the same color as this. So if you want for that pocket to really stand out, you can go back, take the pattern, use the pattern to go ahead. You can see here, this is the same shape. Use this to cut the star portion out of a different color of paper and layer it right back over the top. And that way you'll have a color that will really stand out from the background. Or if your photo is going to separate it, maybe you don't want to spend that extra time on that. That's totally up to you. And then you're going to fold this over so that it lines up, and just give a nice fold there. You can go back with your folding tool, get a nice edge there. So this gives you the card itself. Now it's a question of adding the decoration. So I mentioned I was going to show you how to do the jingle bells. Before we get to doing jingle bells, I took sheet music and photocopied it, and this is going to kind of go in about the center of this section. So I'll put adhesive. Remember, you're going to put more adhesive in this. And I'm going to position this so that I don't like having it exactly in the middle. I'm going to have it a little closer to the top. And I can't tell if it's in the middle or straight unless it faces me. I know it makes no sense for some odd reason. So when it's straight, then I'll go back and I'll trim off the excess from both sides of the card. And in order to make the jingle bells, oh, you're going to be surprised at how easy they are to do. I used a couple different size punches. I used 1 1/4 for this size and 1 1/2 for this size. And let me show you what I did. I just went in and punched out the first circle, and then I don't normally mark it. I usually just go ahead and punch it with the smaller. But if you can see this, see these 1/8 hole punches? They're one of the really distinctive marks of a jingle bell. So I'm going to put a mark in white about where those would be. So I'm going to come in up a little bit from the bottom and in a little bit from the edges. It's not exact. It doesn't have to be exact, but just generally so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to take my 1/8 hole punch, and I'm going to go ahead and punch out right over each of those white dots. And the magic of making it look like a jingle bell is now to go back, and once again, I don't usually mark this either, but if you find the middle between these two, it's going to be right about here. So I'm just mark it with pencil. From that middle spot, I'm going to cut an arc into the one jingle bell, and right next to it, cut again in a matching cut. So I have this, and then I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on this side. From that middle spot, I'm going to arc it, and then right next to it, arc it again. And it really starts to look like a jingle bell. At this point, you can see all I've done is I've just added a lighter shade of paper to create what looks like the seam from the mold of making a jingle bell. I've done it in each one. And then I've used smaller punches in order to attach to the back what looks like the hanger for the jingle bell. So once you've created a couple of finished jingle bells. I'm going to go ahead and just attach these right over. You can use regular adhesive and place them right on the card, or you can use foam adhesive if you want one of them to be raised up, because I like it when it looks like one overlaps the other one just a little bit. So I'm going to put my foam adhesive, peel off the backing, and I realize that I'm doing this facing me, so I'm going to turn this around so you can see how you're starting to get that look. If you look at my Jingle Bell card, you can see that I added some finishing touches with just a couple little stickers. And then the rest of these details, you can add a little sliver of red if you want a message. You can add, maybe red at the bottom and at the top. If you want it to look like green stripes, you can go back and add striping at the bottom. All of those details are not at all difficult to do, even with just scissors and punches. So that now you're ready to put your greeting on the inside. And I can see that I have not done a good job of trimming that music paper. And then add your photo into this little pocket and you are good to go. You probably have pants with pockets and shirts with pockets. Well, maybe it's time to try cards with pockets. Remember, I love hearing your comments. Be sure to share us with your crafting and your scrapbooking friends. You can always like us on Facebook, and don't forget to sign up for these free weekly videos. However, if you want access to hundreds of past episodes, or if you want to be able to print a full color instruction sheet, then you might want to consider joining the Gold Club. Bye for now.